Good evening and welcome to On Campus, the show for the students, by the students. I'm Richie Brown and with me are my awesome buddies, Susie Howe and Maria Garcia.
Hey!
All right, to start this off, 2 officers were shot in front of a police station after the Ferguson Police Chief Thomas Jackson announced his resignation last night. A Justice Department investigation found systematic racism in the police department, which prompted other officials to resign. Protesters have spent months in civil unrest to end racial bias in policing since the shooting death of an unarmed black teen by a white officer. While both officers survived, activists are worried that the incident may undermine their movement. A core protester said, "We have to stay focused on the goal, and the goal is to end police brutality against black bodies." Maria, Susie, what do you guys think about that?
I think this is bizarre. You know, you're trying to fix a problem and to come out with something so major like this, it's pathetic to me. I feel like the whole issue of racism hasn't demolished itself yet, and so I feel like we still need to work on that, you know?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate this happened.
Yeah, I think all this violence is unneeded, and we need to find ways to go past it. Like, violence isn't helping at all.
Of course, yeah. Like, we have a tweet from Melissa Tripp, and she actually says, "Injustice is everywhere," with the hashtag, the very popular hashtag, as a matter of fact, Black Lives Matter. And so you can kind of just grasp onto the idea that it's like, it hasn't gone anywhere, and so we really need to work on that. We most definitely need to work on that.
Okay, racial unrest is not limited to Ferguson. Just over 500 miles away, the University of Oklahoma has been reeling with its own racially charged crisis. Isn't that right, Maria?
Like I said earlier, that is really right. Actually, a fraternity at the University of Oklahoma is shut down after their racist chant was caught on video. Take a look at this disturbing video. The video includes words of lynching blacks and not allowing them in their SAE fraternity. You would think the university students would know better. However, this only shows how far away we are from taking the issue of racism seriously, opposed to a joke. The boys on the bus have been expelled from school. No information on criminal charges have been made as of yet. The campus is trying its best to overcome the issue in the most effective manner. Classmates stood and rioted outside the doors of Oklahoma University in anger and disappointment. As you can see here, I have a couple pictures that you know, they're coming together, and thankfully it's a very peaceful riot. It's, you know, they want to just come forward and just show that there's another aspect to this. Like I said earlier, do you guys think racism is over, or is it still a present issue?
Yeah, it's certainly still a present issue. Like we showed earlier, that the Ferguson cases, you know, but I really in gratitude that where people are able to call it out and then able to really stand up for the injustice. Like the social media, the people really helped to bring out the issue. So I'm really happy for that.
Yeah, I think it's really shameful of the fraternities at the University of Oklahoma and Sigma Alpha Epsilon in particular. Like, it was wrong. Like, that chapter, like all the chapters should take offense to it and try to fix the fraternities in its core.
Overall, just, you know, I think this is a very present issue, and it really needs to take to account that every little thing we do like this is going to keep touching on the issue. Like Zelly actually announces on his tweet, white folks more concerned with the right of white boys to sing anti-black songs than the rights of black folks to live. The hashtag SAE hates me. You can log on to that and see what other people have to say about the issue itself. So we finally get to hear from Hillary Clinton this week. Susie, did she defend herself from using personal emails?
Yes, Hillary Clinton held a news conference outside the UN Security Council chambers to discuss gender equality. However, the email controversy that has been going on as of recently took precedence. She addresses the concerns of privacy deleted emails and why she chose to only use one email address during her time as Secretary of State. Even with all this going on, Clinton remains to be the leading Democratic presidential candidate, and this is just some what she had to say about the matter.
There are 4 things I want the public to know. First, when I got to work as Secretary of State, I opted for convenience to use my personal email account. Second, the vast majority of my work emails went to government employees at their government addresses, which meant they were captured and preserved immediately on the system at the State Department. Third, after I left office, the State Department asked former secretaries of state for our assistance in providing copies of work-related emails from our personal accounts. Fourth, I took the unprecedented step of asking that the State Department make all my work-related emails public for everyone to see.
So what do you think about it?
I think they're making it way too big of a deal. It actually wasn't even a law or in the law for her to not use her personal email until after she was out of office. And this whole thing is just exploding way out of hand. Do you have any other?
I actually think it's right. I feel like they're targeting just one person. I feel like this is a very common issue upon a lot of representatives, a lot of people just in the government, and so just government officials and so on and so forth. I feel like just because they targeted her individually shouldn't justify anything, and so it's a harsh issue on her, and so we'll see how that works out for her.
Yeah, for some politicians, not using emails at all is how they avoid getting into trouble. Richie, were you surprised to hear some people have never sent an email?
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised, like how people get into office and not send an email. Like being this day and age, and all like the senators and congressmen, they should be able to do the basic forms like email, texting, all those things. And the Clinton's email controversy also sparked a lot of debate between former and current politicians. Ironically, not everyone in the Senate is on the same boat. A lot of information has come out regarding the use of emails lately, and 59-year-old Republican Lindsey Graham is one of them. Graham, who's been a U.S. Senator for 12 years, as well as a congressman recently, stated that he has never sent an email in an interview on embassies, meet the press. However, that doesn't stop him from sharing his opinion on Clinton's email controversy.
I don't email. No, you can have every email I've ever sent. I've never sent one as Secretary of State.
Right.
Did she call the terrorist attack in Benghazi a terrorist attack in real time? I want to know. And the one thing I'll never agree to is let the State Department to tell us what emails we should receive, or let her and her team tell us. Some independent group should do that.
So for me, I feel like this whole issue is pretty much like Republican against Democrat. Is because they kind of like always find something to attack each other before the election or campaign start. So this, to me, is just kind of like that.
That's right. Actually, how I actually initiated earlier, I think it's one of those issues that you kind of have to touch on to, and you kind of have to realize. You have to realize how things work, and so for this particular issue to come out just right now, it's ridiculous.
We have a tweet from Allison Spalding saying, Lindsey Graham has never sent an email, yet sits on the Senate Technology Committee. Could the Senate become more of a farce? Like, that is crazy. How can you be on the Committee of Technology and never send an email in your life? Like,
it's one of those things. It's like, why are you targeting certain people? If you look at the rest of everyone else, it's the same issue for everyone. So it's one of those things that you kind of have to take a look at and really analyze before you say anything further. So
Yeah.
It's bizarre. They come out with things because they have to.
Yeah, it also really amazes me that how can they work in this kind of environment that everybody can't live without a device and sending messages and emails. I don't know how they handle that.
It's pretty intense. It is intense, yeah.
All right, so you have 30 seconds to grab a snack. When we come back, we have an app that could tell us if you actually really like us.
I remember the night that I would have graduated, a sinking feeling came over me that my life was going to be difficult. Your life becomes almost like a minefield, not being able to read or write in a literate world. Each day you walk out of your door, there's a challenge out there waiting for you. There's that possibility of being discovered as a non-reader. I knew that I had to change. And I remember calling down to the library and making an appointment. They did an assessment to find out where my reading and writing and spelling and grammar and all that was. And at the end, they said it's somewhere between the 3rd and 4th grade level. My first tutor was Lindy. She was the first one that ever said to me, I believe you can do it. And today, I'm sitting here with a bachelor's degree. It took you in my life. For that, I will always be indebted and grateful to you.
To get help with your reading or to volunteer, visit your local library or go to libraryliteracy.org.
So welcome back to On Campus. So Susie, what's going on with OVO right now?
Well, the video platform OVO is the world's largest independent video chat and messaging app and can connect up to 12 people at a time. The company is taking it a step further and launching a new feature. The app was created at Cambridge University and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. To anyone who has ever interviewed via video chat, the process that may start changing very soon. The app will start analyzing facial expression. Many people have categorized it as a modern-day lie detector right at the fingertips. According to OVO rep Christopher Williams, researchers fed a vast catalog of images of human expressions originally gathered as part of work on autism into computers to teach software to detect emotions. In addition to this, OVO is also planning to incorporate their products in mainstream stores to also help with facial recognition with how customers respond to products. CEO Robert Jackman discusses OVO's goal in an interview with CNBC. Take a listen.
Innovated in places like multi-party, doing multiple people from different places. The other thing we're doing is facial recognition and emotion detection, which is really cool. The ability to not only transmit pixels, but to make those pixels intelligent. What are you thinking? How are you feeling? Those are the types of things we can read.
Can you do lie detection?
We can do things that are similar to that, yeah.
Yeah, having that at someone's fingertips, OVO, like lie detector test, like that's insane. I would not go on an app where someone can see if I'm like lying or not. That's really creepy. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, it's kind of, I felt it's kind of reluctant to get on the video chat with somebody that who are detecting your emotions.
So, you know, you can't really hide anything off of that, you know. It's just, I know, like, once you're on there, you know, you're watching somebody and you can tell whether they're into your conversation or not. And so, I mean, at part, I must say, you know, like, that's a really good thing. However, I know that if the video was on me, I'd be very disappointed if they found it offensive, whatever it was that my emotion was according to what they were saying. So
yeah.
Imagine if you're at a job interview and they have it on you and they call you out for something like not being directly right.
Why do you look tired, or why do you, you know, it's one of those things that how far can you go with your privacy and so on and so forth. So it's bizarre.
Yeah. Is that a tweet?
No.
Oh, that is a tweet, yeah. So,
no, that's not.
No? Okay,
All right,
not
Susie,
for
what's
us.
about Apple?
Okay, let's go to the Apple. Apple is getting ready to release new smartwatch, and they just came out with some info about how much money you'll have to pull out of your pocket to get your hands on one. Maria.
That is right, getting your hands on an Apple One. At Apple's keynote event on Monday, they announced the release date and prices for their new line of Apple Watches. Take a look. They will be available on April 24th, and there will be 3 different models: the Apple Watch Sport, the Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch Edition. And the Edition model will have a case made out of 18-karat gold. The price of the watches will go from $350 to $17,000. The Apple Watch will be a companion piece for the iPhone 5 and 6 and will have a wireless connection to the phone, allowing you to take calls, answer texts, and control your music straight from the watch, on top of the large variety of apps available. So as you can see here, you know, we talk about Apple all the time, right? We're all in this, like, I think Apple is just a very big brand it's a very popular brand, and so we dismiss everything else that is out there. As you can see here, I'm just on Google Shopping, and you can see there's a ton of other like smart watch that are out there. You know, as you can see, we have Samsung, we have a ton of other ones that are probably just a lot cheaper actually, opposed to like the iPhone. I understand the iPhone has a little tweaks that some of these don't. However, it doesn't mean that some of these certain ones wouldn't have something that you're actually looking for. So I suggest that you take a look at what else is out there. You know, I feel a lot of competitors are out there doing their own things right now, and so it's one of those things that we all have to take into account.
Are you guys going to buy one? Does it interest you at all?
Yes, I like it. I like it, but just like Maria just mentioned, that maybe I'm gonna shop around instead of stay with the iWatch. Yeah. But then again, they are kind of synced into your iPhone, so.
If you have an iPhone, I think it works out. Yeah, I understand. Also, it concerns me, the whole thing where it's like you're driving and you can't text or drive, and so you're pushing your button at the same time. Is that going to become an issue? Like, is there other laws that have come out, like don't talk into your iPhone, or you know what's happening with that? You know, it's one of those things.
All right, well, set your timers. You have 30 seconds to grab a brew, and we come back. You'll tell us. I'll tell you where you can smoke some crystal meth legally. Yeah. So, parents may be to blame for their kids' narcissistic actions. A new study showed parents who overvalued the children are more likely to raise children with narcissistic tendencies. Parents rated their responses to statements like, "My child deserves special treatment," and "I would find it disappointing if my child was a regular child." Narcissistic behavior, if left unchecked, could lead to emotional extremes, aggression, and larger problems down the line. Eddie Brummelman, co-author of the study, says, "We can reduce this trait by teaching parents to be warm and affectionate without telling children they are better than others." So what do you guys think about narcissistic kids?
What better video to show than the Willy Wonka one? I mean, it's one of those things that you look at it and you're just like, that is exactly what they're talking about, and that was a really great video to show. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is true that parents want to encourage their kids to have the self-confidence, but to what level that you can encourage them. So that's really something that the parenting, maybe somebody gonna come up with something to.
So Susie, I think we have a tweet now. What does it say?
Oh, that's right. Now there's your tweet. Better know broken. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of parents. CG Junk. Stop promoting #narcissism. Live your own life is what they say. You know, it's one of those things that also well, I don't have kids personally, and so to kind of just go into this whole issue, I feel that maybe you shouldn't encourage your kids. You should keep them grounded. You should actually ensure that they have a certain level of understanding of praising when they do something good opposed to when they do something wrong. And so it's that level of balance that parents really need to get into and really just need to analyze.
Yep. So, an unintended consequence of government at work. Maria, is it really legal to smoke crystal meth in Ireland right now?
Oh, you'd be very surprised. It's the luck of the Irish. It was for the last 2 days, but it seems the Irish government closed this loophole before the St. Patrick's Day celebrations, unfortunately. The Irish Parliament started an emergency session on Tuesday after accidentally legalizing ecstasy, crystal meth, and other psychoactive drugs. The Irish Court of Appeals declared Tuesday that the section of the 1977 Misuse of Drugs Act is unconstitutional because it was not signed off by both houses of the Parliament. It's unbelievable how that works out. Just how do you make a mistake just so big like that? Like, if that was to come to the U.S., like, what do you guys think would happen? Like,
people will definitely abuse it. I wonder how it was in Ireland if people actually abused their power to do ecstasy or meth for 2 days.
Just completely gone for those 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Like, I would not want to see that here. Like, you guys have anything else on it?
Well, Kevin Johnston actually also posted a tweet. He says, drugs are legal in Ireland. Can I get the next flight? Ha 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 ha. I am right. And then laugh some more. I love drugs. Ha ha ha. And then next flight. Oh my goodness, this person loves his drugs. It's one of those things. People find this really funny, really appealing. It was like when they actually legalized the use of marijuana here. It was one of those things that just everybody found so astonishing. And so I can imagine that the Irish were really pleased about this. But I'm not so sure their government officials were so happy they made this mistake.
Yeah. Some people must have been super excited to have a crazy St. Patrick's Day, or it's coming up, and might have those drugs still. And yeah, it's been insane. Drinking too much Guinness and having some crystal meth.
It went from just having a beer to having a lot more experiences than that. So. That's right. So are you in the mood to watch some theater plays? Well, you don't have to travel very far. Ohlone College is hosting the Playwrights Festival at the Numai Studio Theater tonight and tomorrow night. Now let Susie tell us some more about that.
Yes, Ohlone College is hosting the Playwrights Festival right next door to us. What makes this festival special is that Ohlone College's own students are directing, acting, set designing, and stage lighting the whole production from start to finish. It's a great opportunity for the theater students to see their creativity comes alive on stage.
Hi, my name is Michael Aldretti. I'm in one of the plays called Joke and another one called Campfire. I'm near the acting. I actually got bit by the acting bug, and that's pretty much all I want to do.
So my name is Rebecca Schulman, and I'm one of the student directors here. It's different than I expected, but but I did learn a lot.
Took the directing class last semester and really had a lot of fun with that, so I decided to give it a try for something a bit more than just...
That is just amazing. I feel like it's really, the whole process of it being hands-on is one of the best things that could happen to the school, It's the students, like you said, showing their creativity, and it's just one of those things that kind of just engages everybody to actually work and do their part.
Yeah, I think they're taking a page out of our book and directing their own directing, producing, and making their own shows.
That's right.
Which is actually really fun to do.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's go watch it.
Maybe.
We'll go after this for sure.
All right, so that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching On Campus. I'm Richie Brown with Susie Howe and Maria Garcia. We're here every Thursday night at 8:30. Catch us on the net, and see you next week.